Hey there, real quick before we begin, I'm not quite sure what's going on right now, but I've been hearing a lot of you saying that you haven't been getting notified of my videos going live recently, and evidently, my views have dropped significantly in recent weeks. Just as a safety check, please make sure that you're subscribed with notifications on, and have the bell set to all notifications. I know this is a bit of a hassle, but I really appreciate it, folks. Now, onto the video. The legendary hero of Hyrule, savior from the twilight, venturer of the seas, traveller of time, or to make it more simple, Link, has a fairly well established look. Yeah, it differs from game to game, but the general image and style is pretty consistent. Link is normally seen wearing a green tunic, kitted with a sword and shield, blue eyes and blonde hair, with exception to Breath of the Wild where he is primarily seen in a blue tunic. However, across the 35 plus years that this series has existed and Link has been designed this way, there is one game in the vast Zelda timeline where the hero took on a different look. How dare he? Not his primary tunic, not his gear, not his eyes, but his hair. In the 1991 Super Nintendo adventure, A Link to the Past, Link can actually be seen with pink hair. But why is this? Well, today, we'll be looking at the story behind this vibrant hairstyle the hero briefly took on, and the reason behind it. So, be sure to go and grab yourself a snack or drink and send them in to get featured right here, and let's get into the story. For some context to how all of this came to be, we first need to understand the mechanics of A Link to the Past. For its time, it was a fairly advanced and entertaining video game. Believe it or not, this game was part of what set the tone for how Zelda games would take shape over the next 20 odd years. This game has two worlds to explore, the light world of Hyrule and the dark world under Ganon's control. This is similar to how in Ocarina of Time, you travel between young Link's time frame where Hyrule is peaceful and under control, and adult Link's time frame where Hyrule has been taken over by Ganondorf and is a crumbling kingdom. The Dark World in A Link to the Past is essentially an evil alternative version of Hyrule, and we travel there to rescue some maidens and take down Ganon. It's a super cool concept, but it has some side effects. People we see in the Light World become warped into all sorts of things when in the Dark World. Monsters, animals, and even trees? The bright green grass is dried brown, and even some structures are different. This is Ganon's version of Hyrule, essentially. This unfortunate warping also applies to Link. When he first enters the Dark World via portal in Death Mountain, he'll warp into a pink rabbit. Keep that colour in mind for later. He is helpless and lost. Some say the reason he turns into a rabbit opposed to a monster is due to his pureness inside, but that's purely speculation. However, if Link obtains the Moon Pearl from the Tower of Hera, he can enter the Dark World without this warping effect. This is about enough context we'll need to explain the pink hair phenomenon. So why does Link's hair appear pink, and what does it have to do with his pink rabbit form? Well, if you couldn't tell, they're both pink. Coincidence? No, it's not, that's part of the story. It's odd because in promotional artwork and even the game manual, his hair is shown as blonde. So what happened between the artwork and planning of the game and the actual game? Well, I'll be honest and straightforward with you. We simply don't know the answer. But we do have hints towards a possible answer, and a strong one at that. Nintendo have never outright said why this happened, but a Zelda Universe forum user under the name Snarwin offered a possible answer all the way back in 2006. Wow, that's like super old now, right? I mean, YouTube had only been out for what, a year in 2006? Anyway, they wrote on the site, in a SNES game, any one title/sprite in the can only use 16 different colours at a time, thus the term 16-bit. Normal Link and Bunny Link use the same set of colours, a palette, which does not include a yellow-brown for Link's hair. This is because, with the pink for the bunny included, there isn't enough room in the palette for that extra colour. Basically, back on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, Nintendo's second console, storage space was very limited compared to today's standards, 16 different colours in a palette. Now, because Link has two versions in this game, his Hylian form and his rabbit form, he, as a character in the game, can only have up to 16 different colours making him up. Now, I'm not going to sit here and count each pixel one by one, but if you haven't guessed already, the pink used on his rabbit form took up the 16th colour slot, a place which, without the rabbit form, or more space, would have been used to keep his hair blonde, like shown in the artwork. I'm not an expert on video game design, but this is a very basic explanation as to why he appears with pink hair. His character across two forms simply didn't have enough storage space back on the 16-bit Super Nintendo console to have everything their way. So, Nintendo compromised and made Link's hair pink, which in my opinion has turned out pretty awesome and a little bit iconic. It's funny because a lot of older players, or players who played A Link to the Past such as myself, often thought or grew up thinking his hair is genuinely pink in this game, and I guess in a way, it is, but canonically, it isn't. This is backed up by the game's manual, as I previously mentioned, as we see no visuals of Link with pink hair. So it was never actually intended by Nintendo for this to happen, but it created a bit of a mystery in the game, which technically we cannot answer for sure. Some fans have suggested maybe it was to help him stand out more in the game world due to the dark image players would see on the TVs of that time, the dark background of the world, without drastically changing something like his tunic. Short answer, it's because of palette limitations. Whilst a strong point, it cannot technically be proven 100% unless Nintendo were to come out and say it for themselves, which I couldn't see them doing, to be honest. Personally, I think the likely answer is due to the palette limitations, but man, I do love to play devil's advocate and side with the unlikely or unpopular side when it comes to Zelda mysteries, but I don't think there's much of an argument here for it being literally anything else. To conclude and see us through the outro, basically, we may never know the true answer, but there is a pretty fair chance it's due to palette limitations, and here is what I love about a mystery. That answer is a possibility. A high one, but we don't know for sure, and probably never will. Thanks a ton for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, be sure to drop a like and consider subscribing for more fabulous Zelda content. What do you make of this interesting little mystery? Leave a comment below and look out for my replies. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I think that something may be up with YouTube in terms of sending out notifications. I've never felt the need to put this out there in a video, but my channel has seen a significant drop in views for a good month now. So again, it would be so appreciated if you are subscribed to double check that you have the bell set to all notifications and that you have your app notifications turned on as well. If you're not subscribed, well, you are always welcome to join the crew. I'd appreciate it very much. And again, sorry for having to put this in the video or feel the need to put this in the video, but it's something that's kind of important to me. I appreciate all you guys very much and all of your continued support. As always, a huge special thank you goes out to all of my supporters across Patreon and YouTube, with special mention to new patron Jennifer. Thanks a bunch. If you'd like to join them and get yourself some behind the scenes looks at my work, a shout out upon joining, your name at the end of every video, and more, then consider supporting. Again, thanks for watching, and until the next time, I've been Hyrule Gamer.